A lot of you requested longer videos, so I decided instead of editing my videos and making them shorter, which I've been making kind of 1 minute videos mostly, but I'm not going to edit any of my clips and see where it goes. And I also have a story that I picked from the Spectator. Oh gosh, now I forgot what it's called. Dog Stories from the Spectator by John St. Oh no, I'm just not prepared for this. Let's talk about the dog that I'm grooming and giving some love. This is Lolo, and I always call Lolo a girl, but he is a boy, and he is so handsome and so sweet, and he says, what are you doing? Can we just get on with this? Because, yeah, this is not what I'm here for. I'm not here to get poked. I'm here to get a bath, and then I'm ready to go. We have this lavender calming shampoo that we use on dogs that are kind of nervous, and I really like the way it smells, and it makes my hands really soft. So that's what I'm going to use on him today. And he says, I'm not going to turn around for this. He says, I know you're filming me, so if you want me to look, oh gosh, I guess. Look at his face. Isn't he just the cutest? When I wash the face, I'm like, Lolo, come on. I'm trying to close your ears. When I wash the face, I like to make sure to hold the ears down, and I kind of have to get a little weird with him because he says, I don't like that water on my face, but I really don't want to get water in your ears, Lolo, so you're just going to need to let me do it. And he's all tangled up in his little cord. A lot of you also ask the temperature that we wash the dogs in. The temperature of the water is about 90 degrees. Look at his face. He says, what are you doing? The water is about 90 degrees, which seems hot, but it's just a lukewarm water. And that's actually an issue that I'm having right now with my bus, is that I am having trouble getting the water to warm up to the right temperature. So a friend of mine is helping me rebuild that whole situation. So I'm like, oh, so much more stuff to do. I like giving them a nice little massage on their face, and then I pick off their little eye boogers. I don't like to use too much shampoo on the face, just because like Lolo doesn't like having his face rinsed. So more boop, she says, I don't appreciate that. But if they don't like their face rinsed, then it's not like a lot of rinsing that I have to do. And I fold his ears again. He really tries to get away from the water. He says, that's enough. Can we just, this is enough for me. Okay, I'm done now. I don't want to do dish anymore. So that's the part he hates the most. So I like to just get it out of the way, and that way we end on a good note. And he says, look how cute I am. I had to give him a kiss. I'm sorry. I love my babies so much, and the main thing that I want for my dogs is for them to feel comfortable and loved, and I really think that it makes a big difference. Now I'm washing his body with the calming lavender shampoo. I don't know if it helps. Like there's like a science behind scents and things like that. Moving the camera, you can tell now, like, yeah, this is definitely not an edited video. But it smells nice and it's gentle for the dog. So, and if it helps, it helps. I kind of really want to read the story. The story I've just picked a random one. I haven't read it yet, so I don't even know what it's about. I know it's about a dog because it's from Dog Stories from the Spectator by John St. Loe Strachey. And these are like little anecdotes and stories that were published into a newspaper, the Spectator newspaper, back in the 1800s. And I just find it so interesting and entertaining that they, like, people in the olden days, like the 1800s, that's like the olden days, like still respected and like saw like all these like things with dogs. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know. Anyway, let's read the story. Dog Friends, published February 16th, 1889. The following story of friendship between two dogs may, I think, interest some of your readers. Some time ago, I used to often stay with a friend in Wiltshire, whose park is separated from the house by a lake which is about 150 yards broad at the narrowest part. Being extremely fond of animals, I soon became intimate with two delightful dogs belonging to my hostess, a large collie called Jasper and a rough Skye Terrier, Sandy. The pair were devoted friends, if possible, always went out together, and sad to relate, even poached together. One afternoon, I called them as usual to go for a walk, and making my way to the lake, I determined to row across and wander about the deer park. Without thinking of my two companions, I got onto the boat and pushed off. Jasper at once jumped into the water and gaily followed the boat. Halfway across, he and I were both startled by despairing howls, and stopping to look back, we saw poor little Sandy running up and down the bank, and bitterly bewailing the cruelty of his two so-called friends in leaving him behind. Hardening my heart, I sat still in silence and simply watched. Jasper was clearly distressed. He swam round the boat and, looking up into my face, said unmistakably with his wise brown eyes, "Why don't you go to the rescue?" Seeing, however, that I showed no signs of intelligence, he made up his mind to settle the difficulty himself, so turned and swam back to the forlorn little Sandy. There was a moment's pause, I suppose for explanations, and then, to my surprise and amusement, Jasper stood still, half out and half in the water, and Sandy scrambled onto his back, his front paws resting on Jasper's neck, who swam across the lake and landed him safely in the deer park. I need not describe the evident pride of one or the gratitude of the other. Well, that was adorable. And actually, what's really weird about that story, like I said, I hadn't read the story before, but I went to my friend's house to do his dog's nails, and he told me about this time that his dog, Buddy, went to my son's father's house. And at that time, my son's father had two dogs. We had Ping Pong, which was a little miniature pinscher, and Snooky, which was like this mix corgi thing. Buddy figured out how to push down on the lever at the bottom of the trash can to open up the lid. And he kept doing it and kept looking at Snooky, and he kept doing it and looking at Snooky. And Snooky went up eventually and pushed the button on the can. And Ping Pong, the miniature pinscher, got onto Snooky's back and got into the trash can to start stealing leftovers. So, wow, how random that was the story that I chose to read. And he just told me that story today. I had never heard that story. That's crazy. The world is very interesting. Let's get back to Lolo. It's time to do I think I'm doing his nails first. I like to do nails first on dogs just because if they don't like it, then at least we get to end on a good note. Nails is probably one of the biggest stressors on dogs. Like, a lot of people kind of project their fear of doing nails and the fear of like possibly hurting their dog and the way the dogs act. They think that it's a really bad thing. And yeah, dogs definitely, it's not their favorite thing. So I always give like a lot of love breaks, and I move slowly with Lolo, and I just start doing it and kind of gauge how he acts. He says, "That's loud." He says, "Why do we have to do that? My nails are fine just the way they are. I don't think that I need to get my nails filed. But I guess if it has to be done, then I'll just look away and ignore it's happening." Sometimes I wonder if dogs like dissociate when they're doing nails. Like, some dogs will like stare out into space and just like be completely absent. He says, I was going to give you a kiss, but you're still going to do my nails, so I'll give you a kiss later. I remember when I first started grooming dogs, I was so nervous to use the Dremel. When I first started, we didn't even have Dremels. We didn't do like nail filing or anything when I started at PetSmart. And it kind of just became like this new add-on that we got to sell. Ooh, you want your dog's nails smooth? Here's a Dremel. Learn how to use it. And I would always be so afraid. I wouldn't know how to hold the dog. She says, I'm just going to get right out of that loop. He says, "I'm sorry. I know that I'm supposed to be in the loop because of the rules, but can we just take a break out of the loop?" And I said, "No, we have to follow the rules, Lolo. I got to put you back in. I'm sorry." My shepherd that I groom, Raven, likes to do this a lot too. She always slips out of her loop, and I feel bad. Like, I don't want to like put it on really tight. I'm going to have a big yawn. I don't like putting it on super tight, but with her, I have to. She like backs out of it like she figured it. She like gets like these weird angles. I'm moving right now, like you can see me. She gets into like these weird angles and like twists her head so that like it just slips. She can just get through that little crack. You know, like rats and mice, they can like get into like teeny tiny little holes. I swear, like she just like figures out how to make her neck smaller no matter how tight I put that thing. He's such a happy little guy too. He says, "Excuse me, can we just finish this? How about you stop talking to people and finish my toenails? Because I've already been here a little while and I'm ready to leave now. So save your jokes for later. You can talk to your coworkers on your break." I'm not sure what breed of dog Lolo is. Oh, he says, "I don't like that." That felt weird. But I think he definitely has some Chihuahua in there. He's definitely got the Chihuahua eyes. I want to say maybe he's like a Chiweenie, like a Chihuahua dachshund. But I don't know. He's adorable. He's just a really sweet guy. He says, I'm very scared when I come here. Even though I trust Melissa, but I'm a very nervous guy. But I'm a good boy. I don't know what to say. I keep stuttering. My dog voice is stuttering today. Oh, I get a love break? Okay. I like love breaks. Is that camera still on? I'm going to look right at it. I'm just looking. That was a good love break. You can give okay. Yeah, we're just going to snuggle a little bit. How about another short story? This one is called A Dog and His Dinner, and it was published February 16th, 1895. I knew a dog in Ireland, a large retriever, who had been taught to always bring his own tin dish in his mouth to be filled at the late dinner. For some reason, his master wished to make a change and to feed him twice a day instead of once, to which he had always been accustomed. The dog resented this, and when told to bring his dish, refused, and it could nowhere be found, on which his master spoke angrily to him and ordered him to bring the dish at once. With drooping tail and sheepish expression, he went down the length of the garden and began scratching up the soil where he had buried the bowl deep down to avoid having to bring it at an hour of which he did not approve. That dog said, "This is not my dinner time." I don't know why I think that's hilarious. How adorable. Lolo is a smooth-coated dog, and if you have seen my TikToks or watched like maybe 3 of my videos, you know that I am a huge fan of the Groom. It's this little rubber curry brush, and it is spectacular. I love it, and I recommend it to all my smooth-coated people. And I'll put a link down in the description if you want to buy one. But oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. It just gets so much hair off, and the dogs really like it. Even like on the smooth-coated dogs, I always like to check to make sure that there's no little thick spots, so I use a comb. So with smooth-coated dogs, I will recommend a Groom and a comb for your tools. Like Lolo has kind of little featherings on his back end that I like to comb out. So yeah, that's Lolo. He's a good boy. He says, "Why am I just sitting here? What are you doing?" "Oh, you're going to clean my ears now?" I wet a cotton ball with, we use Well and Good ear cleaner, and I just wipe out the insides of the dog's ears. It's really important not to get any liquid in the ears, especially like after washing. You want to. That's why I always like fold his ears down, and I cover his eyes when I spray his perfume on. He says, "Oof, I think I ate a little bit of that." And here he is, all clean. He says, "I'm very good. I just gotta. Oof, I'm not supposed to smell like this. I'm supposed to smell like a dog, not like a blueberry. Look at my nails, they look nice." And yeah, that's me. My name's Lolo. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye-bye. And for all my people who request boops, there you go. Thanks everybody for sticking around this long. Like, subscribe, watch another video. I appreciate you so much. And let me know in the comments, like if you want to hear certain stories or if you have a suggestion from the public domain that I can read to you. Bye. Thank you. I appreciate you.